Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? It's theRealKaaayle here, back with some Mortal Kombat 11 content, a discussion video. Haven't done a discussion video on a Sunday for a while, mainly because there hasn't been really much to talk about. But this has been floating around, like, the gaming industry for a while now, and, there's been a lot of, updates and revelations about this topic that we're about to discuss today. So, it's about AT&T selling and getting rid of their gaming unit known as Warner Brothers Game Studios. So, for those of you who don't know, AT&T's in a lot of debt. They're trying to get some money by selling these studios. The bidding for these studios, the studio right now is about over 4 billion. It's about 2 billion to $4 billion. That's a crap ton of money. Jeez. But they're getting rid of this to just make up and accrue some of that debt. Get rid of some of that debt that they're in. So there are four potential companies looking at Warner Brothers Game Studios. Before we even get into that, so Warner Brothers Game Studios, they're one of the biggest publishers in the gaming industry. They help publish studios the other studios that go underneath it are NetherRealm Game Studios, Mortal Kombat, Rocksteady, the dudes who make the Batman Arkham games, Warner Brothers Montreal, the dudes who did Batman Arkham Origins, possibly working on a new Batman game. TT Games, that's the Lego franchise. Avalanche Studios, who's possibly working on a Harry Potter RPG. And I forgot the dudes who did Shadow of Mordor, but that's a franchise. The Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor games, that's underneath that branch as well. So that's a lot of popular games underneath this. So this is kind of a big deal, whoever acquires these studios. So the four bidders are EA, Activision, and Blizzard, Take-Two Interactive, and Microsoft. So let's discuss each and of them individually. So let's start with the easiest one to discuss, EA. For me, this is gonna be a hard no, and I really don't want this to happen because if you think that MK11, there's a lot of paywall, microtransactions, a lot of add-on content that you have to pay for, a lot of grinding to do in the game. Imagine what EA would do to the game. They are the kings of nickel and diming and making microtransactions up the ass of every game. They've ruined some of my favorite video game franchises like Mass Effect, Dead Space, Mirror's Edge, and even Battlefield. I don't like Battlefield anymore. All those game franchises are absolutely destroyed now because of EA, and it's because they care more about making money than appeasing gamers. Now I will say they're doing an okay job with Apex, and they're trying to bringing back Star Wars a bit with that Fallen Order game, but I really think they can definitely take advantage of players with in fighting games with Mortal Kombat if NRS does land in the hands of EA. They'll just imagine, I could just see the game launching with like 10 characters, then every couple months a character drops, and then not even couple months, every month a character drops. The character will cost like $7 like how it does now, then like drop with like 5 skins, and then every skin is like $3. Like that, I could just see that happening already. Like that would not be good. And if you think it's bad now, just wait till EA gets in the hand of it. And this same kind of for the same reason why I don't want Activision to handle it. They only care about really 2 franchises underneath their belt. They only care about Call of Duty and Destiny right now. I guess you could say they also care about Overwatch and Warcraft, and what else is underneath Blizzard now? I don't remember everything, but they have the same microtransaction kind of policy as well, because once they're shareholders, they care about how can we make the most amount of money off of these titles, and they just put microtransactions all of their games. I think they're heading a bit more to just purely cosmetic stuff, but it's gonna be the kind of the same sort of deal, honestly. At the end of the day, Activision, they have like a very strict kind of release schedule with their games, with their developers. That's why Call of Duty comes out yearly. Destiny, the sort of the same thing too. Bungie had to break away. Oh my god, I'm wrong. Destiny is not underneath Activision anymore, but they broke away, and it seems like Destiny has been doing a lot better now that they're not underneath Activision anymore. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be a good thing for NRS fans and Mortal Kombat fans if Mortal Kombat and Injustice land in the hands of Activision. And then there's Microsoft. So Microsoft, you know, they're better than EA and Activision, but the main reason why I don't want NRS to land in the hands of Microsoft is because, unlike the other games like Rocksteady's Batman and Injustice as well, and like the Harry Potter games, even if though they get that, if they get Warner Brothers, those games won't necessarily be exclusive because those companies don't own the license to like DC and Batman, right? They won't necessarily get the license. They'll most likely sell the license to a different IP, kind of like how Disney did the thing with Spider-Man as well. But NRS owns the license to Mortal Kombat, so if they do, it does seem possible that it would be an exclusive, right? But I don't want it simply for the reason, this is just a personal reason, that PS4 controller, the PlayStation controller, is meant more for fighting games as opposed to Xbox controller. I am not playing a fighting game on an Xbox controller. The Xbox controller is amazing, but it is not good for fighting games. It's good for literally every other genre of game except for fighting games. So that is a hard pass for me. And I think most people would agree with me with that. I don't really see many people play MK with Xbox controller unless they're on Xbox. And even then, I don't really see too many Xbox Mortal Kombat content creators and players out there. There's some of y'all on my stream, big shout out to y'all, but the install base is definitely on PlayStation. And that is another reason why I don't want this game to be exclusive. Like, a lot of the fans and a lot of the players are on PlayStation, and I can see a lot of backlash coming from this to heading towards the studio from these players because they don't want to get an Xbox to play the MK on. There are definitely going to be people that would jump ship. I wouldn't say I would jump ship. I would buy an Xbox and play on it. I'll deal with it. I'll probably get the adapter to play to use a different controller on the system, but man, that adapter is expensive. I think I've looked it up. It's definitely like around $60 just to use a PS4 controller on like a different system and vice versa. So yeah, that install base, man. And you know what? I should kind of rephrase this. It's not just the NRS community. It's just the fighting game community. The FGC is on PlayStation. If you go to any venue, any tournament, any like arcade, like get together sort of thing, all of them have PlayStations, and all of them play on PlayStations. There's like no Xboxes unless they're playing KI. So that, I don't think it will be beneficial to the game at all. I think in the long run, let's say if they get all this money up front from Microsoft to make the game exclusively for their platform, I think in the long run they're gonna lose out on some sales because that install base is on the PlayStation. So I definitely don't think it will be beneficial to them at all. But for the other titles, I'm okay with Microsoft purchasing Warner Brothers. They're looking for it because this generation they were definitely lacking some first party titles on the Xbox to sell their console and make the console more appealing as opposed to like the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation. So I could definitely understand why they're looking for it towards these high caliber franchises, high caliber studios and devs to make games specifically for their console, and it will be definitely a big catch if they get them. So that leaves us with Take-Two Interactive. They're the lesser known ones because their reputation is I feel like they're very neutral. Honestly, I think underneath their branch they have like Rockstar Games, so GTA, and then they have like Gearbox with Borderlands, and I think 2K, like NBA 2K, might be underneath them as well. So they have some good stuff. They have a lot of different developers underneath them all over. So I think this would be the safest home for Warner Brothers and Mortal Kombat, because I feel like they would just allow them to do what they've been doing for a while, and it'll be okay with them because Mortal Kombat is still one of the highest selling franchises. MK11 was one of the best selling games of last year, so they'll probably look at them and be like, wow, this is this is a good catch for us. We'll be allowed to make more money on top of the other studios that we already have, and they won't really impede on like the development of the game and come up with these strict microtransaction and anti-consumer policies for the Mortal Kombat games. So I personally would like to see Take-Two. Don't quote me on this. I think Take-Two might have the most money out of all of these companies. Don't quote me on this at all. Just because I'm thinking, if they have Rockstar and they have GTA and they have 2K and Borderlands, those are like really high selling games. I think they have a bunch of other stuff underneath them as well. So if they have them, they could definitely afford it. But I think it's gonna be a tough cost. It's gonna be a tough choice to really bite for any of these companies looking, because I think they're really looking at the IPs of like Batman and the DC comics and like Harry Potter. They want those big IPs, those big name franchises to look enticing. Like that's what Microsoft is looking at as well, because PlayStation has Spider-Man, and it'll be crazy if Microsoft had Batman, but that IP they won't necessarily get that IP. That will probably cost additional money on top of that. Like that will cost a truckload of money, like 10 truckloads of money. But we'll see how this all plays out. I'll let you guys know what comes of this. Let me know what you guys think about this. What do you guys think about the possibility of Mortal Kombat being Xbox exclusive? That sounds pretty funny. They could have some pretty cool collaborations with KI, but I don't think it would be that beneficial for the Mortal Kombat franchise in the long run. And what do you guys think about the other the other publishers looking to purchase Warner Brothers Game Studios? Where do you guys think they should land? Where do you think it's going to land? Let me know about that all in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, y'all. Stay real and stay tuned to the channel for more MK11 content. Peace.